Where's my text-to-speech? Oh no. I have to turn this off somehow. Where's that text-to-speech at? So many, so many windows, to be honest. I'm like literally going through like 50 of my different like windows, just trying to find the right one to disable my text-to-speech. Not a good look, right? Not a good look. But we have to do it. We have to do it. Let me just start closing windows, right? Closing different windows and seeing... Oh, here it is. That's the one that we want to close. And then let's test. Yep, nothing there. Cool. I'm just going to close some windows. I need to fix that window. Okay, so we are going to listen to this album called Frailty by dltzk. It's an album that's supposedly in the hyperpop, aesthetic, and I've listened to some of dltzk's stuff before. It's very much in that vein, but I also saw the term indie-tronica being thrown around when referencing this album, so who knows? Who knows? It could be something entirely different. An entirely different kind of flying. But here we go. We're going to start with this album with track 1. I'm just getting ready. dltzk. We are ready to start with track 1 of Frailty, Goldfish. Family that loves you. Sheesh.
So when you come home, let's go back to Six Flags. I got you goldfish to put in the tank, and I might just feed them. This time of your life, what sounds like home to you? Before it's too late, tell me that you love and you miss me. You look so great, but you feel like you're gonna die this time of your life.
Very subdued, not really what I expected. Reverbing it out a lot. Nice way to end the track. So that was Goldfish, and I'm immediately encaptured by it. I love that already. That was really soothing. I was expecting something hyper-popish and really extravagant, and we might get that a little later, or we might stay on this low note. I must say, I'm biased towards this sort of super clean, melodic type of music. I really loved that. That's like a 9.25 for me. I'd listen to that in my spare time. Not for everyone, but I particularly like that soft, really super tuned and sort of distorted but clean style. I love it. Let's go on to the next track. There we go. So that was a transition to the next song. Wow, giving a big impression on this. Yeah, I usually don't really research into the artist, but let's do a little bit of research because I think it deserves it. There's a little bit of um, who is this person? dltzk, formerly known as Hi Zoe. Delete Zeke, I think I saw, as a producer and artist from New Jersey. And if you look at this, that artist picture is pretty young looking. I thought it was like someone 20 years old, but it might even be younger because they're doing a song with someone called Roblox Core XD LOL. Jumping in the it might be someone really young. I'd like to know how old they are. 17-year-old in March of 2021. 17-year-old in March of 2021. Wow. And they're evoking 90s, Blink 182 kind of style with their glitch core and their, very, this is their Rate Your Music album. It's very highly rated even amongst the music snub community for this year. Indie-tronica, glitch pop, noise pop, emo, bit pop. So, really, really liking that someone can... I love the idea that someone can be that young, make something in their little room nowadays, and it can have all these wild experiments and just be something that's sort of deep fried and experimental, and then people just latch onto it for some reason. It's incredible. I like that idea. Let's go on to the next track, Misplace. What's the I really love that. That was like a 9 for me, I think. 9. Yeah, I'll just put it as a 9. Yeah. Misplace. Let's go.
So this is where I go now. Talk to the grass about what nobody knows about. It's never scary when the lights out. Come join me in my hideout. I stay underground till the sun's out. If you watch this, you might blow your brains out. The space is always ugly when it's nice out. I guess you weren't meant for my hideout. And when I woke up, I was so confused and dirt. Who put me here? It wasn't me, said the one with filthy beds. Maybe being a bitch just wasn't a mistake. You get so pissed when someone's in your space and all that you can say. I never needed you guys anyway. And you're all fired up, but stay too late. It makes you feel like you're being chased. You got enough oxy to go trash the whole place. And if you wake up, I hope everything's okay. Sometimes I think that it's too much to say that I miss you.
Another banger. It's just really solid. It's really solid. I should start like looking for bad albums instead of good ones. For some reason, like almost every album that we've checked out has been a banger. But hey, this is a banger. 9 out of 10 for me. Love it. It's difficult to pick things apart because there's like the rising arps that happen, like we were talking about, the aesthetic of MySpace, early like super online stuff with the Toby Fox kind of Undertale video game music that's super quantized and feelings based with some pure chords and emotive kind of vocal lines. Love it. I also felt some Porter Robinson in there, which is kind of what I described as well, but with a lot more kind of bit crushing and a lot more sort of distortion happening throughout. But despite the distortion, it's quite pleasant on the ears. I think it's compressed to the point where it's like a wall of sound, but it's not really aiming to pierce too much for some reason. I think like if you turn it up high, you can probably pierce, but like it's still quite pleasant. Yeah, I think they've kind of made those high end a little bit pleasant to the ears. So I think that one's really nice. Let's go Pretender.
Things I do to get a good night's sleep. It won't add up to things that you say to me. So I try every night to clear things out my head. And if it doesn't work, I blame it all on my own bed. I did to get a good night's sleep. It won't add up to things that you say to me. So I try every night to clear things out my head. To clear things out my head. To clear things out. Oh, it's the next time that a superhero saves my town. 'Cause I've been falling for quite a while now. So I gotta make the best of my year again. Oh, how are you lying? Bed and feel like dying. It's all fun and games till you start the show. A brave man so we gotta go. Christmas.
Wow. Somebody was waking up there. There's the nice little dramatic moments as well in here that are quite like non-songish because, yeah, cymbals are usually placed in the same position, so it was wildly jarring. Yeah, unique choice. I have been thinking about this for a while because usually in traditional recordings you did what you said, where instruments are panned according to where they are on stage. But in the age of increasingly electronic music, particularly people who have grown up only in electronic music, drums have been abstracted so much that it doesn't really matter where they are on a drum kit. That's not really where you place it in the headphones anymore. People are placing cymbals all over the place, snares in places they wouldn't be. It's become more like a sound collage. Yeah, it's beautiful disrespect for tradition. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, it's like something. You get all these. It's more like there's sounds that you manipulate. You manipulate a voice as if it's an instrument rather than it's being sung through a mic. It's like, well, let's put some distortion on that voice. Let's tune it to perfect notes. Let's make it perfectly quantized and to the point where it feels like an organic instrument of its own. And then everything, even the cymbals and. Yeah. Tom Morello talks about his guitar playing. He talked about how he doesn't respect the guitar, which is why he gets the sound he does. I don't actually know who Tom Morello is. Let me quickly look. Tom Morello. That's so key. Tom Morello's of Rage Against the Machine and then with Audio Slave. I see. Yeah. I need to do more Rage Against the Machine. I've heard their singles. I can't name them off the top of my head. There's the with the pocket full of Bulls on Parade, and some other ones. I probably focus more on Zach de la Rocha, to be honest, but I really need to try one. What's one of their main albums? Rage Against the Machine. I'm looking on Rate Your Music to see what they think the best album by them is. They reckon to go with the titular album of 1992. Interesting. It has Killing in the Name. Oh, I know Killing in the Name. Yeah, probably the biggest. And then, but they also say, what's it called? They also say that Battle of Los Angeles is great as well, and so is Evil Empire. And then Renegades is like, that's pretty nice, but not the best, but it's pretty nice. All of them are good, they say though. Yeah, the rankings. Where's the yeah? Anyway, so let's continue with this. Definitely disrespect of tradition. Loving that. I love that one. That's another 9. It's sort of blending together, which is interesting for the style as well. There's sort of is a theme going on and a definite sound that when I look at this album cover, I'm going to remember the sound that comes from it, which is usually a sign that an album has something to say, in my opinion. But yeah, by not making respect for the genre, you make big movements. Exactly. Yeah, because you can try different stuff and experiment. It's the notion of being experimental and innovative is to be slightly disrespectful. And I think while bringing forward things from the past, which I think even dltzk is doing here now as well. They're bringing guitar riffs back from the past, real guitar as well, which is something that you don't always see in modern. I wouldn't, because this is interesting. They called this hyperpop, but it's not really exactly from that genre. It's sort of going on to like indie-tronica, like they said, and glitch pop. Really interesting. Anyway, Search Party. Wait, Pretender for me gets a 9. Let's go Search Party.
He'll sit to you, and he knows everything. He'll ask you where you're going. He won't ask where you've been. Well, I've been in the forest. I'm not sure where to go. Been thinking about taking a walk and lying in the snow. Take your eyes off the wheel, look at me time and time again. Didn't you know that I was never one of your friends? Sunset So nobody's gonna call you. The truck nearly hit me, but it wasn't out of luck. Yeah, the sun setting so quickly, darling. Numbers on my phone. Yeah, I died while in the moment, but nobody really lost you.
Something that I can't, but you know.
Oh, 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 wow. Yeah, that gave me, like, as I said, American football vibes even. The way that it could be soft yet hard. It was softly making its way through. This is really nice, and then kind of just rushes at it, but at the same time as being so full and aggressive, it's also really tender. I don't know how you describe it, like the tender, hard drop, and it's just like so full of hyperpop post rock. It's interesting because it has the aesthetics of like some hyperpop stuff, but it doesn't really have any of the irony, because hyperpop lately has been very obsessed with irony, and I love it because I'm a comedic guy. But not everyone is comedic, and not everyone enjoys 100 gigs and obscene exaggerations all the time. But this is less focused on being something funny, and more focused on being something really interior and even emotional and sort of emo rock. Let me think. Is it emo? I'm trying to think. Yeah, is never meant emo? I can't remember. Anyway, either way, it's very emotional and very sort of soft, and it goes hard at the end there. You're just like overwhelmed. Yeah. Sheesh, let's go. Buzzcut Daisy, next one. That was a 9.5 for me, by the way.
Some punches, you told me get your rings. I still did what you told me, despite of everything. Maybe I just should have pushed it a little bit more. Maybe I don't really miss being 16. Is it too much to say I want it back? Is it too much to say I want it back? too much to say I want it back? Is it too much to say I want it back? And I see right through you. I need to be first place all the time. And I see right through you. And you wanted the trophy, but it's mine. And I see right through you. And I see right through you.
Right here is going to give me the tour. You think I've hooked up with a good guy?
Yeah, I think you have.
He knows town pretty well.
Yeah, he's been here a long time.
Now, we're trying to figure out where the middle of town is. Is this a pretty good shot of town right here? What is town?
Well, this is not town. You'd have to basically take a view of the whole thing from up there, up above, to get the real thing.
Is it too much to say I want it back? Is it too much to say I want it back? Is it too much to say I want it back? Is it too much to say I want it back? I don't think that I recognize anymore. Do you know what sounds fair? I'm surrounded by my hair on the bathroom floor. I know I directed this movie.
That was really chill. That was really chill and low key and nice. I'll give that 9 again. That was just like really. Yeah, it's coming down. It was a nice little reprieve after the search party, which ended on a big swell, and then you come back down to Buzzcut Daisy, which has lyrics like, I don't think that I recognize anymore. Do you know what sounds fair? I'm surrounded by my hair on the bathroom floor. I know I directed this movie. Is it too much to say I want it back? That could just be about cutting off his hair. I don't know, but maybe it means something more. Maybe I don't really miss being 16. I still did what you told me despite of everything. Maybe I should have pushed a little more. Before you threw some punches, you told me get your rings. Yeah. I think this must be, because it says here, this fella right here is going to give me the tour. Do you think I hooked up with a good guy? So it's about, a lot of this seems about love actually, I think. Because it's your clothes and lost love. Cutting off the hair is a metaphor for cutting ties growing up. Yeah, because he even says, like, they even say, maybe I don't really miss being 16. So it's like, is it too much to say I want it back? So it's sort of like, maybe it's like, I'm growing up, but I also want to stay here. But it seems like this town is changing. It's, this seems like quite teenage lyrics to write, but it's still quite vague enough for us to sort of project through between the lines. There's stuff about cutting your hair and seeing right through someone. Oh look, I need to be first place all the time, and you wanted the trophy, but it's mine. You can't see through my lies. So that seems to be breakup material as well. Moving on, growing up, and that fits with like the skateboard, like neighborhood aesthetic, as you can see from the album cover. Really nice. Let's go on. Let's go to the next song. Movies for Guys. Oh, banger! I can sense a banger.
Just thinking about it. It's either say nothing or say the wrong thing. I'm a little crazy, but I see you every time I'll break a glass of wine and let the pieces stab your eyes. I see you scream and cry, but I won't help this time and let you bleed out on the sidewalk. When they come to your house, I'll turn the TV on and you'll be there on channel 9. Then you take the remote, I'll get kicked out the house, 'cause you said this movie's just for guys. I don't really wanna be someone that gets in your way, but I won't let it slide past my face. What you say yesterday, I don't really wanna be someone that gets in your way, gets your way, but I guess you'll always have your way. I don't really wanna be someone that gets in your way, but I won't let it slide past my face. What you say yesterday, I don't really wanna be someone that gets in your way, gets your way, but I guess you'll always have your way. I don't
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, it seems like isn't really considering trying to also hi Phasmo. This album isn't trying to bring singles to the front. It's really trying to be an album, like an experience from front to back. You've got lots of different styles. I like that one a lot. That was 9.25 for me. It started off with something really poppy and I was like, okay, this is going to be quite poppy, quite traditional hyper pop, and then it kind of went left wing and went to like 3 different modes, just experimenting in that way. I just want to keep going. It's so good. It's prog, and then but the whole album feels like the noise on the cover. It feels both neighborhood, but also very. You can hear the distortion and the noise quite a lot of the time in the recordings, and it makes it feel very home baked. It makes it feel very lush. I feel like I'm in the 90s suburbia, transported to the future. Just really interesting, and it's taken seriously, it's very interesting. And there's a story coming through sort of a guy who's trying to get over a girl who's trying to grow up in this little small town. There's things that we used to sing about in 90s pop punk, like Blink-182 style. All those just harkening back to those days, the suburbia tunes. It's a suburban album, I feel. Anyway, that's my idea. Let's go Kodak moment. That's my favorite track yet. That's my favorite track yet. That was really. As soon as you thought that it was like a single, nope, this is the most experimental track on the album. Let's just go full, like, let's just transcend to the next plane, and then just play like the post battle final cutscene. It's almost like this is his way. This is their way of saying, "Hey, Toby Fox, you know, for Deltarune, yeah, you should hire me." You should hire me to make some of your tunes. I know you're the best in what you do, Toby. I know you're the best, but hey, I can help you out here. I could give a few ideas. Yeah, that was excellent. That was really good. Oh, so good. 9.5 for me. Best, my favorite track of the album so far. Except there's so many good ones in here. Let's just keep going. Can you tell?
shit between my eyes. Take a rest off, 3 hours in bed. Heat of the moment, I'm so happy I could die. Those same lovely bones that you wish to be dead. My face is red and I just can't stop telling lies. Because I'm just as real as your diaper. The lights are rotten, I'm asking myself, isn't the time yet? Caught too many lines, I fell in breaking your mindset. I'm too tired, but I'll run if you tell me I can try. I know I'm too young to die.
Now, if it wasn't obvious by now that there was, experimentation going on, it's clear now. Mashing of genres, it's clear now. It's absolutely clear. That was like, I think that was like I'd say 8.75 for me. I'm trying to be objective. There has to be at least one below 9, right? No, yeah, I must say that probably by this point I'm just getting maybe a little fatigued by the sound, but I know that if I came back I'd really enjoy it more. But it's just in the context of the album, I feel like, yeah, it's really, really good. It's really good and experimental. I'm just feeling the exhaustion, but I really love it. And let's keep going. How to Lie into Champ.
it 10 times worse. There's no time left to pity, and I see it in my friends. They all look so much older than me. But tonight I'm feeling brave. I think I'll act my age until it says that there's something wrong with me. And sometimes the smell smells good. Leave the window open when it's freezing cold. I know when you left me home alone, when you left for your award show, I ditched you guys and died laying in the snow. Spent too many nights pinching my size, wondering if I'm living in a dream. When I don't know who to ask, I think that I'll just pass. Like maybe I'll just figure it out myself. Butterflies inside me, they turn into tapeworms, and I stay awake till my stomach hurts. So when it's 4 a.m. and I can't eat anything, I'll wake up too late and get what I deserve. And I know I told you 2 weeks, but it's been 17 years, and every time I sing they close their ears. It's all in my head, it's cheesy but it's true. If I could, I'd blame it all on you. Sometimes I try to talk and nothing comes out, and most of my memories are in hell. They really were. I'm sleeping on the line. I'm confused all the time. When you gotta clear your back, some claim was mine. And sometimes the smell smells good. Leave the window open when it's freezing cold. I know when you left me home alone, when you left for your award show, I ditched you guys and died laying in the snow. And I'll never see nor heard from again. Won't have to watch out for sharks swimming in the salton sea, even though I'm more than sure that one just bit me. And I've been performing poorly, but it's so hard to be honest. She's been threatening that I don't get some help. When I picture your face, it comes up as someone else. Someone has treated me the same way.
I can hear an album transition coming on here, but I just wanted to say that I feel like this song hit me the best songwriting wise. I love the vibes that are being giving off, but I feel like this was the one that I felt about, self hatred and sort of like people asking that you go get help, and it's like, oh, I feel like I had this funny dream where I was where I was out at sea, and at least the sharks couldn't bite me, even though I'm just sure one just bit me. She's threatening I get some help. When I picture your face, it comes up as someone else, someone who treated me the same way, full of pain. I'd have to listen to it several times just to hear what exactly they're talking about, but it was the most heart-wrenching of the songs for me. I'll give that a 9.25 out of 10 because it's not necessarily the most sonically experimental of these songs in this album, which isn't saying much because even the least experimental songs here are extremely experimental. Yeah, happy. That's the dissonance that I feel, Phasmo. There's a happy sort of musical element going on while these sort of self-deprecating lyrics are going on. It's so true of self-deprecation of a certain sort when there's a sort of malaise that goes on. You're like, I'm fine. It's just it hurts so much. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. That's what I got the sense. There's a little tinge of that sort of sense of don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'll just go swim out to sea and die kind of thing. Yeah. There's a lot happening. This was one of the easiest lyrical songs to decipher. But yeah, it's definitely getting to the emotional apex of the album. Let's keep going. I think the last 7 seconds of this track should transition into the next one. So.
When the power goes out, I got some ashes and I know that I'm not deserving of the real truth. You're talking how you're a star and it makes me blush when my face turns blue. I know I can't keep living like this. I already tried to be inside your face, but I did all the reasons I it's not too late to change. And if you're too scared to change, then keep living in confinement. Who cares if you don't like wasted so much time under the covers, and all the airways were closed up. And I hate knowing I can never go back. The last thing I I can do is wake up.
Just before we go into the last track, yeah, you saw my mum there. Yeah, just so many different moods. The reason why I think the side chain is okay for me is because I've heard so much of the rest of the album that it's just like, okay, they're just trying, and it seems to be ramping up towards this moment of emotional catharsis, which is going to happen right now. I actually don't want to pause. Let's keep going.
Walk away and they all say I'm wrong. It's never too late to start hating a song. Still have no fucking clue what I'll do when I'm older. Too busy making out with the cat on my shoulder. Picture you out this way. My vision, you're all that I wanted. Was in my condition. It feels like a crack. You're slipping to pieces. And one day something I felt especially sorry, it's kind of weird. I pretend that you're not sitting fine, 'cause we're all gonna die. Down here, all it's okay to cry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, wow. That album, very, very strong statement in my opinion. And I know there's some things, some production decisions that won't be, not everyone will be a fan of. Um, but I liked pretty much all of it. I must say that I'm sort of biased towards this type of music. It's very very much my thing. It's very much in my zone that I like. There's a lot of people who probably will be like, I really don't like this. I don't. And there's some who might be mixed about it. It's very much in my wheelhouse. The combination of electronic and rock and especially I think I have a soft sorry. I have a soft spot for music made by young people who are in touch with a certain, level of culture that we're not perhaps, cognizant of. I like sometimes feeling on the outside looking in and not understanding everything that goes on. I kind of like Zoomer culture for that very reason because of the acknowledgement that they are the future of everything that we're about to experience. So it's like building their own culture is super important. It's important, I think, for them to make their own music, which is even, more prevalent now. This feels like MySpace music. You made it when you were 17, 18 years old. And they're only going to mature as they go along, but the very youngness of it is pretty essential to the experience, I feel. And it's actually pretty... It links back to like 2000s pop punk, which might have been what they grew up in their household. I don't know, with their friends. They listened to Blink 182 and then Porter Robinson influences. Some of it sound like Undertale. Noisy, emotional. They clearly wanted to mix very noisy stuff with very quiet and delicate things. And even the noisy parts sometimes feel very comfortable on the ears, sometimes feels very abrasive. I really liked this one. Let's see what the overall, what I'm going to put some music behind, but let's see what the overall sort of rating that the average calculator gives. How did everyone find it? It was rad. It was your favorite kind of noisy. Yeah, same jubilant ending. What an I also love how much like an album it feels. Like I can look at this album's cover and I'll instantly be able to say, oh, that's what that album felt like. I feel a similar way when listening to Kanye West's Yeezus, for example. It's very singular. It sounds a particular way, and it's going to sound that way throughout the entire album. I think this is also best experienced as an album because the transitions really add to it. So this one gave it a 9.15 from which seems about, I'd say, a solid 9. Yeah. Pop punk influence at 17 years old. It was probably their parents' music. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm starting to think. But even, you got 100 Gex, which sort of Blink 182. Yeah, I'm thinking about like the singles that they used to have. Let's have a look at like Screen One Only. Like Blink 182. Pop punk, alternative rock, skate punk, because they could be skaters too. They're getting that influence. You get like Enema of the State, Blink 182. I'm getting that influence. Growing Up, damn it. All these singles. It's so evident. Yeah, I love that album. It's like a 9 out of 10 for me. How's everyone going? We are going to do the True Salt King Jam. First, I'm going to put a sign at the front of my door that says, hey, look at that wonderful face. It's the face of someone. It's the face of someone you can trust and who's the best musician in the, that you know, right? All right, here we are. Salt King presents the Borrowed Parts EP Jam featuring Benny Makes Games. I'm going to go to my Benny Jones account because that's the one that makes sense for me to retweet. I'm going to have to try and figure out which ones I retweet. Yeah, let's go. So basically, the Borrowed Parts EP Jam has myself, Phasmo, Spectrum, Salt, and Riggy, and we have submitted some stems, and the stems are, are they out? Let me see. Check your folders, the tracks should be there now. I figured 5 minutes early wouldn't hurt. If you can't see the tracks, let me know. Yeah, in the email, I'm going to check my email. The stems should be out, Phasmo. If you don't have stems, you might need to message in our Discord